What's going on, everyone? It's time to talk about a new movie that came out about 2 months ago, but yeah, so I watched this one recently. Spider Man No Way Home. This is the third film in the Spider Man trilogy from Marvel Studios, which is also consists of Spider Man Homecoming and Far Away from Home, or whatever that one is called. But yeah, this is the third one. And yeah, Marvel Studios really stretching their uh, hands out too, because this one's more like Columbia Pictures than Disney. So I guess they work together to make these now. But yeah, it was released December 17th, 2021, and directed by John Watts, who did Spider Man Homecoming, Spider Man Far From Home. He's also done like Clown, which is interesting. Cop Car, Collective Control, a few other things. So, yeah, no, he hasn't done too much. Basically, Spider Man's funding his life right now. And this had a budget of $200 million and it made over 1.6 billion worldwide. So, yeah, definitely the big money maker. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Marvel. I'm actually comfortable saying that. I'm more DC, but even they're hit and miss. Like I find most superhero movies are either the same or not very interesting. Yeah, especially with the older Marvel films when they first started doing it. Like Iron Man was good, but Thor and Captain America were terrible, and I hated most of them. But yeah, there's a few handful. I like. Oh yeah, I also hate Endgame. That was terrible, and I saw it like 4 times because everyone wanted to see it. But yeah. Anyways, we'll move on from that. So this is the third Spider-Man film, and this one basically Spider-Man and MJ, the new MJ, anyways. Yeah, she's actually a pretty good actress. She's probably one of the better parts in the movie. Her and the sidekick kid, I can't remember his name, the bigger Asian looking guy. They actually did a really good job in this movie. I was really impressed with them. But I'll get to that after. I'm just going to try to tell you a bit about the film first. And yeah, so Spider Man, everyone's finding out who actually realized Peter Parker is Spider Man, and the news is all on it. Him, and basically, he goes to Doctor Strange to turn his life around and make it so everyone forgets that he's Spider Man. But then he realizes MJ won't know, his aunt won't know, certain people that he wants still to know won't know. So he makes all these changes, and then this random burst happens, and him and Doctor Strange realize that they brought through a couple of the old nemesis that we've seen in previous Spider-Man films into this universe, and yeah, they're not sure how to get rid of it, and yeah, so it ends up being quite the problem to deal with, and he can't deal with that on his own. So uh, um, he goes back to Doctor Strange, try to see what happens, but he won't listen. So they end up fighting it out. And in the meantime, MJ and that other kid find a device Doctor Strange uses and ends up finding a way to get some help to help fight off the foes and and save the city. So yeah, it's quite a unique concept. I really like the idea of it because they take everything from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, the amazing Spider-Man films, plus the previous films, and put them all into one, mash them all together, and they have all the original actors come back and play, which was very good and entertaining. And like William Dafoe is like one of the greatest actors out there, and I always love his menacing Green Goblin sound. Like no one can play Green Goblin other than him. So yeah, yeah, and then yeah, like the silly ones like the human looking Dr. Croc, and obviously is Dr. Ock is back. He's being more menacing. He's a little more humble and stuff in this one though, and yeah, overall it's really well thought out. I like they definitely took their time developing, moving the characters along, and introducing bringing the new ones back, and sort of like making you second guess some people and changing the direction quite a bit. And I really enjoyed that. I like that. Or it's like more of like a guessing game where you think it's going to go one way and then takes a big left turn. Instead of going right, takes a massive left turn and changes things up. It was very well done. The special effects look actually pretty good for the most part, except for the bridge scene where in the new Spider-Man first encounters Doctor Ock and Green Goblin. Some parts of that look pretty cheesy, but yeah, overall it was really well done, well written, pretty much well acted. Everyone did a pretty good job. There wasn't really any standout terrible acting in it, and definitely I like. It was entertaining. There's very little, and it goes by real fast. It did not feel like 2.5 hours, but yeah, it was definitely a fun superhero film. Other than the cheesy CG part on the bridge scene, and maybe some like random character they try to do for character development, which kind of bogged down the story a tiny bit, not too much. But other than that, it's a pretty solid film. I gotta say, this is probably in my top 5 for the Marvel universe, the big Marvel Studios universe. So every film from like Iron Man when they first started doing it to now, this one's probably in the top 5, with like Age of Ultron, um, and a couple others. I haven't even thought out which ones I loved and hated. So yeah, probably Iron Man's in there. So yeah, couple good ones. It's up there with the more better ones. So I'm gonna give Spider-Man Far From Home, or No Way Home, sorry, a 4.5 out of 5. I'm not going to give it a perfect score, but it's definitely one of the way better Marvel movies out there than most of it. I like it way better than the Avenger films. So, yeah. Civil War. This is more like a Civil War style film. I really enjoyed Civil War, and I really enjoyed this one, and Age of Ultron. Those are like, and Iron Man, obviously. And yeah, those ones are all about the best ones. Oh, and the first like Avengers where they bring Hulk back, those are probably like the top in my opinion. But yeah. But if you've been living under a rock and you didn't realize this one's out, there's a trailer link down below. Like always, also a link down below is my Instagram where I always post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my story. You have the film title and hashtag, and some film and a hashtag so you're aware of it. Also, my Letterbox is linked down below at Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating right after watching the film. So you follow me on one of those two. Those two platforms, stay in the loop. You see clips and everything of what I'm talking about. This is more just a statement video channel for me. So yeah, follow me on one of those two to stay in the loop. Make sure you like this video, share it so more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below and let me know what your favorite Marvel Studios film is. And yeah. And make sure you subscribe, because hopefully you'll find something weird, obscure, odd, and unique to check out together that you probably never thought of. Or so you hear popular opinions like this one on popular films. My opinions on popular films like this one. Yeah, as well. So make sure you subscribe. And make sure you ring that that notification bell, because tomorrow I'm going back to the sci-fi stuff, the early 2000s sci-fi stuff. Well, this one's actually from 2017. Next one I'm going to be talking about is an American anime remake of Ghost in the Shell. So make sure you ring that notification bell so you can hear my opinions on that film. And I guess, yeah, that's about it for this one. So watch out for all the crappy Marvel movies all out there. And yeah, I guess I'll see you all in the next one. So till then, cheers.